Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
And today I am hanging out with an amazing artist, Nothende Madumo, a talented singer, songwriter, producer, all round, because she has cooked an album that she took full editorial control in, and I've been loving that album. By the way, I've been jamming to it so much. And it almost, in fact, let me welcome you first, and then I'll tell you what I think. Look at me, already
jumping in.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy for you to be here.
Yeah.
So this may sound weird and awkward to you, but I've been watching like your old performances of Remember Love, like on Expresso.
Wow, yes,
because
I remember that.
they were so I don't know, there's something so authentic about you on stage. Like when you're on stage, it's like that's holy ground for you. You honor that moment.
Oh, listen, that's my home. I make music to get on stage.
Yes.
that's my place. I feel free, I feel alive, I'm completely unlimited, it's like I feel so liberated on stage. So
what's most vulnerable for you? Is it being on stage, or is it actually writing the song? And because as an artist, you're pouring out your heart.
Yes.
Whether it's something that's painful, something that's loving. So what's more vulnerable? Is it being on stage because then you're like, this is it and I'm giving you this? Or is it actually writing the songs?
I mean, they both, they need a little bit of vulnerability, but I think being on stage is the most vulnerable for me because I have to in embody that which I have written. It's not just the story now. Now it must be expressed, in its wholesomeness on stage. So for me, that is where I'm my most vulnerable.
Yeah.
But in that, there is that freedom, because I'm able to really go deep into the feeling of whatever song, the motion, the expression of it. And it's, man, once I'm done on that stage, it's like I've left everything on there.
Yes. That's fascinating. Where did the journey actually begin for you? Because, you start writing music at 11, you go try idols, you go pop star. At what point did you know that I'm an artist? Or I'm a singer? Because there are people who know that, I love this singing thing, but you fully embrace yourself as an artist at a particular level.
Yes. So before I started writing songs, before 11, I was told to, you must join the choir because you've got a nice voice. And I didn't hear it. I loved music, and I would sing along to your Whitney Houstons and, your, what is this, Frank Sinatra's and so forth, music that my grandfather would
Frank
play
Sinatra?
at home. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Big.
Now I understand the soulful part of you.
Definitely.
Because that was groomed from when you were still very young.
Age, yes. So it took me some time to really hear myself. But once I did, that's when I wrote. That's when I started writing, because I just locked in. I was like, this is it. This is it. Once I was done with that first song, that's when it hit me that this is what I'm going to do. I'm an artist and I'm going to pursue this.
And then you went to study music.
I didn't study music.
You did?
Fortunately, at the school where I was attending at the time, the primary school, we had music as part of our syllabus. So I was fortunate enough to get a little bit of training there.
Great.
My grandfather was a big music fan. He had his children learn how to play the piano. My aunt, actually, who's Notemba, she was taught by Abdullah Ibrahim how to play the piano. So music was quite a big thing in the family. There was a piano at home, and I'd kind of, try and teach myself how to play. There was a guitar at some point. My grandfather bought me an instrument called a recorder, but it looks like a flute.
Yeah.
But it's called a recorder. So there was always an opportunity to learn something. But I didn't officially study music.
Okay.
But I did it informally, if I can say
so
that.
So I played your song. When was it? Last week? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Remember Love. Because it's really one of my favorite songs to this day. and Nothemba, your aunt, then sent me a WhatsApp. It was like, that's my girl, that's my child there. I was like, what? And I said to her, you have to help me get her on the show, because at some point you left. And I was like, I mean, I know I've got your new album that you've worked on, but I was like, I wonder if she's still performing. I wonder if she's still doing interviews, or if she's still in a little corner, So I was so happy when because I told the producers, call Nothemba now and tell her to help you get her on. So I'm so grateful to her. Now, I want to know about like your process of writing music, because the incredible thing about you as an artist is you've moved between genres. It's like soulful, then you can do hip hop. I mean, I love the poetry you get into sort of in your new album. Do you actually know what you like the most, or you just like be free flowing and doing what feels natural to you at a time?
Very free flowing. I don't limit myself when it comes to the process of, creating music. It's a feeling. If I feel it, if I like what I hear, then I'm with it. Whether it's house, jazz, rock, pop, soul, R&B, hip hop, I'm with it. So it's more of, I just let the music speak to me. I let the song speak to me. If the song doesn't exist yet and it's just still in the head, then it comes from there. But otherwise, it must just speak to me. That's it.
Yeah. Sure, there's a lot to talk about, but there's a lot of music to also play.
We have time.
Yes. So, well, trust me, I want to talk to you about so many things that by the time we're done, you would have found that we played only 2 songs. Can we try play at least 4 songs today, Abel, before we finish? Where do we begin? Should we start with, and I want to start with your selection, because I trust that, like, I'm interested in what you listen to, because I think I will like that. And you're going to introduce me to something new. So I want to pick something out of your selection that I've never heard.
Okay.
Like something like October London. I've never heard that. Is it Linda Dawn?
Yes.
Never. Bina?
I love Bina.
So Tando Zide. Intwentle.
Yes.
So which one can I play between these? Which one can we start with?
Oh, you can start with Tando Zide.
Okay.
She's amazing. I love her so much. And the song just spoke to me right from the beginning. And it's a song that plays. There's a radio in my head, and that song is always playing in the back there.
Okay. Here's Intwentle. Oh, beautiful. Tando Zide Intwentle. What a beautiful song. I've edited it on my playlist.
Please.
I'm going to be blasting it on my way home. Now, you disappeared at some point. Like you took a break. I don't know what to call it. Should I call it disappearance or taking a break? Or what was happening at the time, and what made you decide to pause a little bit?
There was so much. I think a lot of people don't realize how much pressure an artist can be in. I was experiencing, a lot of people in my ear telling me, do this, do that, don't do this, don't. And it just became so overwhelming. And coupled with, financial issues and exploitation. It's just so many little factors. And I found myself, I remember I was at a gig. I'm not sure where it was, but it was a gig where, it felt like every other gig we had done, because it was the same kind of artist, the same, same kind of vibe. And I stood there. It's like the little Nothende, the artist who was writing songs and dancing. She said, so is this all you're going to do? I sat there backstage just before I went on stage. That voice was saying, so you're just going to keep doing the same thing and over again, when you know that there's so much more to you.
Because a true artist will be frustrated by that.
You see?
The same, because you're not creating.
Yes. And that's when it hit me hard, and I realized that, okay, I need to step back and rearrange myself, and change my strategy or my direction, so that my entire being as an artist is accommodated.
How long did you go away?
I mean, I never really went away, but from the time I released the last project to this one, to this previous one, it was over 10 years. It was over 10. I had tried to release something else in the interim. But I don't know, maybe, sometimes the universe just creates situations.
Yeah.
And you tell yourself maybe it's not meant to be. I had recorded an entire project by myself. I had a whole performance planned out. I had dancers. I had, behind the scenes recordings. And then I lost all of that. Everything crashed. Everything. I lost all of it. And that put me in a really bad state. I was very depressed. So I had tried to release something before, but that didn't work out. And then, so it was a good decade.
Jeez, that's quite a bit.
It is.
Let's talk about the interlude, your new project. And I was saying to you off air that, I'm listening to this so much because for me, it shows how authentic you are as an artist. You haven't tried to process the album too much. It almost feels like you got into the studio and you're like, I'm just going to open my heart and share what's in my heart in whatever form.
Yes. That's
without the pressure of trying to engineer it from beginning to end. What was the idea of putting this project together? And after 10 years, what was it that you were taking from?
Yes. So with previous albums, and previous experiences of being in studio, there was always somebody in studio who was sort of guiding me or directing me, or don't sing like this, sing like this. Hey, change this part, do this and do that. And this time I didn't have that. I was completely alone throughout this entire process, And it came with its challenges because I found myself having to engineer, the album. At some point I was doing some mixing. It was my first time doing all of that, But how this album came about, it was more of like an opportunity that presented itself. So I didn't plan to get into studio and release another album. Yes, I wanted to, but there wasn't a specific plan. There was an opportunity that came up with the guy who owns the studio. The studio is called Coolside Studios, hence the Coolside Jam. And, the studio was basically just there. Nobody was using it. And I thought, man, here's an opportunity. Initially, my mind said, yeah, but there's no sound engineer. You don't have this. You don't have that. How are you going to do this? And then I just decided, let me just take a chance. Let's just start.
Yeah.
And then we'll take it from there. So it really, you described it perfectly because that's what it was. I went in there having to just let go of how things happened before and had to tell myself that this is new. This is a new space. This is a new time, a new timeline. And this is how it's going to be. How it's going to come out, whether it's going to sound great or not. But I went in there and I just trusted the process, really.
I think we can tell, listening to the album, it touches the heart because you can tell it comes from the heart. So there are some listeners who are reminding me of some of your greatest hits, and they're gonna kill me if we don't play some of them. Someone mentioned The Color of You, Remember Love, and like Nothende. So I want to play some of these just for the benefit of the listeners. Shall we start with The Color of You, Abel? Or let's start with O, and then we'll go to the others. The answer.
Forget your fears. Always stop turning love
to hate.
Forget your fears. Remember love is what's brought you. Remember.
Look at Sfiso there in the booth with some baritone tenor. What a song!
Beautiful song. Beautiful song.
Like, that is really a song to the people. Like, it does remind me of love.
Yes.
Like, it reminds me of we shouldn't be hating. We are all come from love.
Definitely. Very intentional song. I'd read a book called The Cosmic Octave. It's a very small book, like over 10 pages, Nyana. So, And the book describes music, I would say cosmically. So it shows you what tempo, is connected to what feeling, this type of frequency or this tone. It makes one feel a type of way. And I was like, let me see how true this is. So the song was very deliberate in that sense. So the key of the song, the tempo of the song, the message of the song, it all comes together to give this energy to the people, to remind them of love.
Nothende is on our hanging out feature this morning, and we're getting to know her better, but also just talking about her journey as an artist, because wow, what an incredible artist she is. I'm taking your calls as well on 011-883-0702 if you want to talk to her, if you want to appreciate her, if you want to ask her a question, you can do so on WhatsApp as well on 072-702-1702.
Hey, good morning, guys, at the studio. Clem, you have one of the most talented singers we have in South Africa. Noma is the best. When I tuned in, I thought it's Nothende. I was like, hey, is this Nothende? I thought, no, is this Noma? I'm like, because the voices are almost similar, and they gave us the best music ever. And you see, Remember Love took us through high school, through those times. We used to host. Gosh, Clem, thank you for bringing such a beautiful voice, and I think a beautiful personality. This is Happy Totit from Swaneville. We love such music. This is South African music, authentic and very beautiful.
Morning, Clem. Morning, Nothende. Tato here. Great show. Clem, a little known fact. Nothende kind of cut her musical teeth on the radio, making jingles for my radio show at YFM.
When I was in...
As far back as, I think, 99, 2000, if I'm not mistaken. She was very shy, very demure, very soft-spoken, but damn did she have a voice already back then. It's a pity I'm driving. I'd actually send you some of the jingles she did for me. All those 26 years ago that we had her in studio. She's incredible, and she's come really far. Well done, girl. And keep singing, man. Keep singing until the fat lady says it's my turn.
Wow.
He still has those
Tato
jingles.
still has those. I want to hear those jingles.
Please, Tato, park there and send them, please. Tandek, are you calling us from Rodiport? Good morning.
Good morning, Clement.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm alright.
Nothende.
Morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I just want to say I love you so much. You are one of the most underrated singer, songwriter, producers in SA.
Thank
you
so
fact
much.
that you're a woman is great.
Yes.
You are a gem, and may your light never be put out. I'm hoping to see and hear more of you in 2026 and beyond.
Thank you so much. And you definitely will. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I just got her to commit to giving us a show next year, Tandeka. So don't worry.
Thank you so much, Clement.
Yeah, thank you, Tandeka. In Rodiport. Zach, you are in Johannesburg. Good morning.
Yeah, Clement, how's it, brother?
Hey, Itsada.
Hola. Olivier. Olivier.
Yeah, Isaac.
Clement,
yeah.
Firstly, I want to say who you are speaking there, what you are speaking over there, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, is the original Queen Bee.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
When I say Queen Bee, no, I mean in the most natural form of the actual hierarchical species, like Naughty, right? The original, she gets followed by geese.
Literally.
Like literally.
Right? Literally gets followed by bees. And in the hierarchy of the animal kingdom, I don't know if people know this, that the bee
is actually the one that's on top. Right? So over there, you're speaking to a specimen that vibrates so high, so amazingly, really amazing aura, right? And I think what hasn't also been break, it's just been a musical break, if we call it that. But me having the opportunity to work with her, there is other creative endeavors that she's been like also getting into also as well as a human being. You know what I mean? Like creating products for the hair. You know, she does this wonderful thing of exploring hair products, for instance, you know, and really going deep into self-care also as well, you know, and venturing. You know, there's quite a number of things that we work together on in which that's outside music, in which I think deserve a merit also as well. And as a creative, understanding that journey that, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be music all the time. You know, as an artist, life requires you to also explore other things. So there's merit into all the other things that she also has been doing, including that amazing album, new album that is out there. I was fortunate enough to also be the first one to listen to it.
Oh, you're so lucky, Zach, because that's an amazing album. I was telling her earlier, like, I mean, it touches me in so many different ways. Thank you so much, Zach.
Shout out, Zach.
In Johannesburg. How was that time for you? Because Zach talks about the things that you're exploring in as well. What did you learn about yourself during that time?
I am a highly creative
Because entrepreneurship
being.
was one of them, eh?
Definitely. I'm very creative. Maybe some would call it ADHD. Maybe all creators feel like they have ADHD. I don't know. But I'm a very creative person, and I had to allow that to run, to be free. So not just in music, I find myself wanting to get into photography, wanting to get into directing, wanting to get into, you know, crafting. And like Zach said, I make hair products, but that's more of a calling, you know, because there's a whole thing about natural hair and healing the hair and making sure it grows and it's healthy. So I got into that, but that also made me realize how creative I am, because I was, you know, designing the logo and, you know, designing websites and all of that. So I'm a very, very creative person, and I've had to embrace it fully. Right now, I'm fully embracing my creativity, which is a beautiful thing. I feel very much alive, very much free. And I'm not limited. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So if I'm not performing, I may miss performing now and again, but I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything because I'm exercising my full creative energy. And Zach is right. I do get followed by bees.
You do?
Literally.
Is that a scary thing for you? Or
No, not anymore. It used to be when I was younger, because I couldn't understand, like, why is there a swarm of bees around?
Have you done
me?
research around that? I mean, maybe you are like the queen of what? You know, the queen of rain, or maybe you're the queen of
it will reveal itself. It's a vela. One day.
It will come out.
Yeah.
Okay, another song quickly. Remember, I made a commitment. I want to play at least 4 of your favorite songs before we wrap up, before the next break. So we've done Tando, Zide. Who should we go to next?
Let's see.
Letambulu, Linda, Ryan, October, Uncle X, Bina.
Uncle X.
Should we go to Uncle X?
Yes.
All right.
He excites me so much.
Let's listen to Bina. What a song.
Oh,
I love it.
So exciting.
I've also added it on the list.
Listen.
When did you discover him?
Recently, maybe 3 months ago or so, on TikTok.
Really?
Yes. He's so amazing. He's exciting, you know, just fresh sound, new energy. I love it. I love new music, by the way. I love hearing artists I've never heard, music I've never heard. It excites me so much. So I always make sure every week I must have a playlist of songs that I've never heard.
Oh, time flies when you're having so much fun.
Right.
Someone wants to know Hey Clement, please can you ask Nothende there why she goes by the name of Black Olive, and also how her relationship with the hip hop genre start? Where did it begin?
Okay, so let's start with the hip hop. I've always loved hip hop. So even when I started writing songs at the age of 11, I would always have like a hip hop verse nyana in the songs. So I've always loved and appreciated hip hop. My relationship with the hip hop fraternity in South Africa started when I was in a group with Mugs and some other guys who are no longer in music now. So
was it a hip hop group?
It was a hip hop group called The Playoffs. We met at some studio called Orlando West. Then, we eventually signed to some label. And that didn't work out, but that's where it started. And then in the middle of that, I went into studio to record the song you played was Kuli Chana. And I think that song just created so much buzz and interest, within the hip hop spaces. A lot of artists then approached me and said, hey, can we have you on our song? Can we have you on our album? Can we have you on our project, And I was very much open to working. I mean, I was still new, so you want to put yourself out there. And that's how I ended up working with a lot of hip hop artists. And I love hip hop, so it wasn't anything that was uncomfortable or forced. It just happened so naturally and so beautifully at that.
Yeah, and Black Olive?
Black Olive. So my name is Olive, right? My other name.
Olive?
Yes.
Isn't like an olive?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And when I was going through the process of remembering my creative self, right? I used to use the name Olive when I was young. When I started writing songs, I was using that name. And Black Olive, a black olive is a ripe olive, right? So I get there's green olives and then there's black olives. So the black olives are actually fully ripe. So Black Olive is like the ripened version of the younger olive. Someone who embraces her creativity in its fullness. So Black Olive is the producer, is the one who designs the labels for the products, is the one who does little mixes and puts them out, and then Nothende is the star, the one on the stage and in front of the camera and the mic. Yes.
Oh, I love that. And then Timmy says, hi, Clement. The latest song by Nothende is incredibly beautiful. Wow. Thanks to this break that she took because it helped her to also help us transition into the music space with her music, which is something I discovered yesterday. Truly, music can take us to places we never thought we could be. I can't wait to add the songs to my playlist. Wish her all the best with her upcoming projects. Here's a WhatsApp voice note as well on 0727021702.
Hi, Clement. Nothende and I worked at Musica, Cresta. She may not remember this, it was quite briefly. It is so nice to be listening to her, and I love her music. I love her voice. She's so talented. I think she's one of those, underrated artists, in South Africa. Well done, Nothende. Well done. She's got this big smile, huge smile. I remember her from Cresta. Musica.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's
yes.
beautiful.
I remember.
You worked at Music.
I did. And I had so much fun. But I'm working where there's music.
Yes.
How can I not enjoy?
It's like a kid in a candy
Yes,
shop.
it was my first job, as a teenager. I was fresh out of high school. And I worked at Musica, Cresta, and I enjoyed it so much. Especially because, the music was right there and our manager would let us play. He's like, as long as there's no swearing, and it's not too much, be free, play whatever you want, have fun, and we'd get to hear music before it's released. Back then when music stores were a thing and CDs were a thing. So the CDs would arrive before the release date, and we'd get to hear it before everybody else. And I love that so much.
That is so
Thank
dope.
you to me. Oh, wow.
Another one here says, hi, Clement. Thank you for bringing such such a talent, so underrated performer, voice clarity, one of the pioneers of SA Soul and R&B.
Oh, wow.
Reminds me of the late TK. God bless you, my sister. We appreciate your talent.
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
Blessings.
What's next? What do you still want to do? As Olive, as Nothende, and as Black Olive.
So much. Look, I'll never stop making music or being present for music. I'll never stop performing. Like I said, I love performing. I absolutely love performing. So I'm definitely going to perform more in the future, next year. But I'm also passionate about, just the creative industry in general. And I love creating platforms and spaces for other creatives to thrive, So that's something that I've been doing. I've been mentoring and coaching, some young artists and helping them through with their projects and so forth. And something I'm going to continue doing.
Yeah.
And expanding, not just in music, but in other forms of creativity. I just want to see creatives thriving. That makes my heart.
I love that. Nothende, thank you so much for coming through. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your artistry, your creativity. Because I think sometimes we don't tell artists the kind of impact their music and their creativity has on us. It's not just a song we dance to or that we just enjoy jamming to. Like, it really impacts us. And when it comes from your heart, it comes to our heart. So we really appreciate you and
so
thank you
much
for coming through.
It was so beautiful. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, can't wait to see you on stage next year.
Yes, you'll be one of the first to receive an invite.
I can't wait.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.